Bitcoin and the entire crypto market right now, as we speak, is about to melt up. Round 3, because we called the melt up back in January. We called the melt up back a couple weeks ago, or I think it was around early February. Right now, I'm here to tell you we have confirmation of charts that we've been looking at since the middle of December that once, we're saying once these things took place, we could then put the nail in the coffin as far as the Bitcoin bear market being over and the bull market beginning. We've been on record for months now saying that 2023 was going to be an insanely great year for crypto. And as of today, we are seeing all that confirmation come into play here. So if you're new here, subscribe, hit the notification bell, get updated in real time when we drop these market updates, newsletters, deep dives. You're going to want to be updated and notified right away when we drop these because the market is heating up. It's getting spicy. So you want to make sure that when urgent alerts come out, you're getting it right away. So definitely do that. Leave a like, leave a comment, and come join the Discord because we're going to be making some huge announcements over the weekend as far as opening up the gate for Stargate. We're letting some members come in because the market's going to melt up. We want to make sure we get a couple more through the door to make sure you guys are squared away with your software tools. So the Stargate signals, also squared away with learning kind of our strategy and also getting access to the automated signals and kind of our resource documents and game plan as we move ahead from spring to the summer now. So interesting times ahead. So definitely come join the Discord, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and come on in because things are about to get fun. So let us go to the charts and cover what I wanted to share today, which is the USDC to USDT combined market cap versus all the crypto market cap. We had said, and you can look at the past videos, hey, once this pulls down here, it's set in stone. We're getting confirmation that it pulled down and we're getting some set in stone kind of indications here. We have the weekly chart up 2 days and 2 hours before this kind of candle closes and confirms. Right now we have the momentum just pushing to the downside hard. So TSI is officially all through the zero line. Last time we saw it through the zero line, this was December 2020, January 2020, when it came down here. I'm sure everybody that was here around that time remember what happened a couple months afterwards. Then this was October 2021 to like November-ish 2021. That's when Bitcoin went back up and revisited all-time highs. So this was when Bitcoin went from 10K to 60K when we went below the zero line. From here around April to May when we crossed up, that was our correction, our big correction in the market. But as soon as we crossed down and we went below the zero line, this was our rebound. Then we crossed up. This is our huge Bitcoin bear market here. And then we crossed down July 18th. The market bottomed. We went sideways flat. Then at this point, we saw us kind of come up just a little bit. That was our FTX Black Swan. And ever since January 1st, we crossed down and the market's been melting up. And we just, we kind of tried to cross up right here around February 20th to March 6th. We couldn't get enough juice. So we're in a straight melt down mode in this chart, which means a melt up in crypto. Very exciting times right now. So this is all great news, all great news. So we're seeing that pan out. So check number 1, as far as the Bitcoin bear market being over and the bull market activated, good to go. Now we're looking at the Nasdaq 100 against Bitcoin. So we want to see this chart pull down because that means Bitcoin would be outperforming the stock market. Right now, we're seeing what we wanted to see. We're on the 1 week chart, TSI crossing straight down, nose diving below the zero line, just like it did back here in October 2015. What was happening in crypto at that time? October 2015, let's look at it. Boom, boom, straight up out of our market. I'm so excited, man. I don't think it's registered with a lot of people yet, but I think they're going to see in the price action over these coming weeks that we are in melt up mode. We're in the early stages of melt up number 3. October 2015, boom, we broke out of our bear market and we started our bull market, right? That was coinciding with back here, October 2015, when we crossed down below the zero line with the TSI, boom, right there. Then if we go back to here, May 2019, we crossed down below, or even just the start of the cross down. This is February 2019. That was our bear market bottom coming out of this low here. around February to April. This was our pop up, but this was a weirder bear market. It was kind of like went down, went up, down. It was more like kind of volatile, bouncing back and forth. But ultimately, this was the end of the bear market. We never saw prices lower than this. We had the COVID crash, which retested this area. We never had prices lower than that point, and then never lower than that point as well too. Now, if we fast forward and we look at October 2020, that was when we melted down in this and we're below the zero line. October 2020 to April 2021 until we started going up again was our huge bull market in 2020 to 2021. This was this phase. Bam, bam. And oh my God, we're already rallying hard here. Now, what are we seeing right now, right? Ever since we bottomed, ever since we bottomed here in this chart and started heading up, this was our bear market for Bitcoin from April, May-ish 2021 to September 2022. We curled down. This was the start. So this is when we saw the dollar and top here, but then we popped back up. This was the FTX crash. But then we really melted down. We had a little bit of a pop up here, but it was a fake out. And now we're melting down again. We're seeing the MACD dark red come in and we're crossing both lines below the zero line every single time. I just showed you the market rallies hard when this happens. And we're seeing an acceleration of that. I'm telling you, exciting times ahead. Now we're looking at the inverse of this chart, Bitcoin against the stock market. So now we want to see this chart go up. And what we're seeing right now is this is the 3-week chart, right? It's done a great job at calling market tops and bottoms, macro trends. There were some ones that missed like in 2019 or, a couple more sells in there, but the stars aligned really in the 2014 top to 2015 bottom to 2018 top to 2021 top to calling this bottom that we're in right now. In 9 days, if this candle closes with the vertical blue beam, it kind of coincides with October 2015 and with the other charts as well too that I just showed that, hey, our bear market's over. We're not going to have a retest of the bottom like we did back here. And we're really starting to break up into a new trend. And we're poking our head above the EMA ribbon and the middle line of the Bollinger Band. It's huge, absolutely huge. So in 9 days, if we're closing where we're closing at now, it's on. It's on. And we could see new all-time highs this year. Like I was saying back in like January, we could see it. I mean, there's definitely enough juice for it currently at this time. So this chart, we're seeing, the vertical blue beam coming in, vertical blue beam came in back there. We're seeing the cross up MACD, stock RSI going vertical, TSI crossing up as we speak. Exciting times. Definitely exciting times. When we saw a cross down here, this was May of 2021, our bull market top. When we saw a cross up here, this was our start of our really starting to rally from end of 2020 to 2021. Like these are the type of charts that you can't just brush off. This is all the signs are showing us that the bull market is really on. Now you're going to see everybody come out saying, oh, bull market back. I mean, we were calling it before when it was uncertain, when it was crazy to be calling the bull market and calling the end of the bear market. We were calling it. I know the Stargate VIPs know it. That's why they joined. And that's why if you want to get ahead of the game, you want to join too over this weekend when we open up a couple slots. So come join the Discord. The link will be in the bio. It's not the time to, debate anymore. We're here. I'm telling you, we're here. So definitely come join the Discord. Say, hey, get me cleaned up before we start melting up crazy, because that's right on the horizon. So let's go back to the chart. And now we're looking at gold, right? Gold is at 1988. Let's go to the 2-week chart. And I mean, in 6 days, if we close the body of the candle just at like 2000, that would be the highest body close that we had in gold. It's looking to me like, all right, gold starting to really show some signs of breaking out. Look at the void lines, the mel's opening up like that. That means a strong move is underway. So gold right now, crossing up back on the 2-week, looking very healthy. Then we had a retest of the RSI 50. Now we're popping up. Stock RSI up through that zero line and starting to go vertical. Gold and commodities are looking well. Crypto's looking well. Bond yields dropping off a cliff. Dollar not yet dropped off a cliff, but showing signs that we're going to, especially with everything else really rallying up here. Let's look at the total crypto market cap, because total crypto market cap, we're on the 3-week chart. it's looking like, we're pressing up here, and we're going to get that in 9 days. If we keep on moving here, even just an inch, we're at 1.132 trillion. We have the TSI crossing up as we speak, MACD flipping green, and we have the stock RSI crossed up, and we're poking our head above the RSI 50 line right now. To me, that's all the stars aligning, and we'll get a vertical blue buy now signal on the 3-week chart. 3-week sell now called the top, 3-week sell now called the top. Buy now called it here for the bottom of this bear market, and we're about to get the same thing over here. So that's that. Now we look at the total altcoin market cap, seeing the same things. Altcoin's kind of lagging a little bit. We haven't crossed green yet in the MACD and the stock RSI. Bitcoin's kind of still in the show for the moment, but as soon as Bitcoin stabilizes or kind of, has a little bit of a correction, not a deep one, that's a bad one, but a little bit of correction, we're going to see altcoins really start to catch up to Bitcoin and the gains that it's had over the past week or two. Now let's look at the bond yields. We're going to go to the 3-week chart. We already had the sell now. We're seeing the momentum in the TSI really nosedive. MACD, huge red coming in. We already have the sell now. And then in the monthly chart, which closes in 13 days, we have sell warnings. We have a sell warning. And we're seeing the stock RSI drop off a cliff. TSI, MACD, we've been saying bond yields direction, macro lower, dollar macro lower, cryptos macro up, gold macro up, stocks macro up. But just for this time being, it's not like I'm saying, oh, we're going to go, it's just totally like dollar's going to crash. There could be it's going to be a bumpy ride along the way. That's why you want to join a community that's on top of it. So join the Discord, get ready for this weekend. So now let's go to the dollar. So we're on the weekly chart, and right now we're seeing the EMA ribbon acting as a clear resistance level. We're pulling back down. Stock RSI crossed up here. It's getting ready to cross down. Look at the last weekly cross down. Ready? Boom, right at this top here. Then we're seeing the MACD. It started to curl in. It's a fake out. It was like starting to go, but now we're crossing down. So we had expected that. We said, hey, key level up here. We need to get rejected by it. If we get above, it's not looking good because it's a key level. We can't see those cross ups. We got rejected, and now we're seeing us go lower. And I expect this to really start to melt down pretty soon here. Now, if we go to the stock market, we're getting above some key levels. So we're at the Nasdaq 100, 12,500. I would say we're on the 1-week chart. If we take this top to this bottom here, we still need to get the weekly above the 786, which is 12,630. If we can do that and start rallying up above 13,000, 13,300, we're really going to start kicking up to probably retest some retracement levels back up here for the macro trend of our top over here in end of 2021 to the bottom here in 2022. We could rally up to the 15,000s, and at that point, it remains to be unseen, but momentum is showing for the stock market. We're about to cross on the weekly chart above the 0 line. You love to see it. And the MACD is green, pink is above the blue, everything we look for the stock market. Bitcoin right now at $27,732. We're on the 3-week chart. We're getting the vertical blue beam. And it's not to say that, at this point, we're just going to go straight up to 100K. Because if we look at the past, we had maybe 6 weeks of upwards price action after that. Like say it was at 8,800 when this flashed, and then we made our way up to 14K. Could we go up to 51K? It's entirely possible, but it would be a retrace to that 786. Would altcoins melt up? Absolutely. But this could be what we kind of called as a theory where we rally from like March to May, and then we go up to those high levels of 48K to 50K. And then we have a correction over the summer. And then ultimately we start to rebound and rally our way back up towards the end of the year. And then 2024, we go hyper boom. This is definitely now starting to take shape. So you're going to want to be a part of a community who's watching it 24/7 during these times, because it's going to get spicy. So when we get this vertical blue beam confirmation in 9 days, it's not to, bet the whole house on it. It's not now time to, maybe it's good news as far as the macro direction is over. The macro downtrend is done, and we're breaking out of this macro bear trend. But as far as for the immediate short term, it causes for a little caution, because it takes a lot to break us out of bear markets that are going down for a year or 2 years. And then we need to give a little back after that to then continue up higher and break all-time highs. But if we're looking at this, right, what I did was, and I'm going to go to like a 1-day chart. Yep. So I took this, and let me hide this. And the Stargate signals have been absolutely on it recently. In November, the buy, the sell, the buy, and we're continuing here. Let me take that off. But what I put the Fibonacci's on was this. Oh, let me put that back. So I grabbed this kind of high here to the low here. So this little mini move from this high down to the low. And we're at the 786 right now. We're popping above it. So I like to see us close above there for sure. Also, we do have a trend line coming up like this that we should be watching as far as short-term trend and momentum. Definitely be watching this as far as if we can just maintain right in this trend line, we could be up at levels, by the end of March that, could be 38K, 40K if we can keep riding this trend line up. Definitely a critical trend line to watch for short-term strength. But as far as this medium kind of move here from this top around 32K down to the low around 15K, we're right at the 786. The extension level of a breakout of that is 51,000. Now, if I go to this macro top and I grab here to the macro bottom, look at the synchronicity. I think that's the word for it. But look at the 786 of the macro top to the macro bottom for a retrace is at 50,000 for the 786. And this kind of mini move, this top that we set back here in June of 2022 to the bottom that we set in November 2022, that extension level of where we're at right now on a break of the 786 takes us to 51,000. So that's what you like to see as far as you see the matching up, the Fibonacci's. So the extension and the retracement match up to this being a key level. And, even if you put the horizontal line right there, that makes sense because when we got above, acted as some support, our drop off point, rejection, we got above and then rejection. So that's a key level. If for the macro kind of bull run to kick in, holding that $50,000 level will be huge as far as if we held it on a weekly, 2-week, 3-week kind of time frame. But that's a potential target up there. What are some other targets? We have 32K. We also have like 28K-ish area too, as far as like we got to watch that, the bottoms of here. So we still have some key levels to break above, but it's looking like the momentum is really starting to pick up. So we have key levels right there around like 28K. We have 38K. We have 32-ish K. We have also 44K. And then we have that 50K. So we have levels to watch to the upside. Then to the downside, we really want to see us hold, if we were to have a correction, 26K. And then even if we go down a little bit lower, we want to see us hold that 25K, 24.6 around there. And then 25.3 because that's where the weekly ribbon is. If we go to the weekly chart, I think the weekly 200 moving average it was. Yeah, that's where that weekly 200 moving average is, around 25K. So we want to see this continue. We don't want to see an immediate rejection down. If we see a weekly candle close in 2 days and 2 hours, where we're at now, that is solid. On a correction back down, we definitely would want to hold these key levels, 24.5K at the very least. At the max or whatever. But yeah, so we have the levels to the upside. We know where we need to hold, but a huge trend shift is happening as we speak. We look at Ethereum getting ready to bust through these tops right here. So we have these highs right here, and we're getting ready to bust through them. If we go to the weekly chart or the 3-day real quick, momentum's picking up. If we go to the 1 week, let me hide this void lines real quick. So we flipped the market structure ribbon from green to red back here at the top. We flipped it from red to green here. We came down, we retested some key levels, and now we're ready to break through these highs that we couldn't break above since the bear market bottom back here in June of 2022. Exciting times. And look at what we're doing. 1 week TSI is ready to cross through that zero line. So we're going to see some fireworks in the next couple of weeks here. So you definitely want to get plugged in. Join the Discord, I'm telling you. Then XRP chart. We're going to look at the 3-week candle because we're still waiting on that blue beam to happen on XRP. It happened on Bitcoin. It's currently happening right now, but there's 9 days for confirmation. But XRP has that same prepare to buy soon. And we're just waiting on that blue beam to flash on XRP too. And we're looking at that trend line coming down like this, right? And we've been watching this since December, and we're here. And right now we're at the tail end of it. We're seeing ISO happen this weekend. We see a lot of kind of CBDC pilots happening in April, impending incoming regulations. We're seeing Fed now in July. We're in this pattern right here. We see the momentum starting to kick up. We see the dollar macro down, bond yields macro down, Bitcoin macro up, gold macro up. So all the stars are aligning as far as that goes. So XRP in 9 days, if we can get above 38 cents, 40 cents, hold it. We're going to get that vertical blue buy now. And it's set in stone that the bottom is in at that point. So this is all good signs here. Now let's go to the 1 week chart. And yeah, look at it. So now we're seeing the stock RSI. We came down. We didn't want to break below that 50 line. We held it. It was a soft landing. Now we're curling back up again. We're seeing the TSI. It didn't cross down. It held. MACD going green. If we can get up through this zero line, it's game on. It's game on. Because when we did it back here, boom, we went. And it's like kind of like we did this little, like this. And now we're going to start our uptrend. It's here. I'm telling you, it's here. You can feel it. So XRP looking insanely good. Look at that trend line coming down. Rejection, 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 rejection. I could even pull it a little closer and we could say rejection, 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 rejection. And this next week could be the week where we really fire up here and we'd be breaking out of a 2-year trend line, 2-year trend line. Huge, huge. XRP looking good. XLM, it's same story with that as well too. If XRP is looking good, XLM is looking good, and the whole rest of the market's looking good. And, we're probably breaking down of a long-term trend line as well too with XLM like this. We've actually already did it and we've been riding it as support. And right now we're going to see us take off with that as well too. So 3-week chart, let's look at that. We have a prepare to buy soon on XLM as well too. XLM looks like it, we're getting the MACD go green, whereas the MACD on XRP wasn't green yet. So we're seeing both of them showing the momentum to the upside, and everything is looking great right now at the moment. Like Bitcoin, 27,800, it's going up as we speak. So everything looking good. I wanted to share all that with you guys tonight. It's Friday. It's 6:54 p.m. In about an hour and 6 minutes. We're about to see the candle close for the day. And we're probably going to see some fireworks over the weekend. So definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment. Let me know how you guys feel about all this going on right now. I'm pumped. It's huge as far as the direction for the rest of this year. We had said late February that March was going to be a key kind of decision point as far as how the rest of this year would play out. We saw a lot of things unfold. Now we're seeing the dust kind of settle. We're seeing the fog get clear, and exciting times ahead. So leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, come join the Discord. The link will be in the bio. A lot of announcements this weekend, as well as we're opening up the gate just a tiny bit. So if you're really thinking about getting in with Stargate, you've seen our proof of receipts, now's the time to do it, especially when the market looks spicy like it is and it's about to melt up. So that's it, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys in the next video.